Good morning, everybody. Welcome back. Dirty Doug here. Just got to work. It's Friday. Hope you all had a great week. I had a pretty good week. Mildly productive. I feel like I didn't put in a lot of time, but I got a lot done. It's a beautiful day here in Nova Scotia. It's just cool. It's crisp, but there's no wind, and that's the wind that blows right through you. That I really don't like that much. So we're gonna grab a few things here. We're gonna roll in here. So I don't know about you guys, but most of the time, the hardest part of my day is climbing up out of that warm bed and going outside into this cold and getting in the old cold car and starting up the old cold car and going down the road to work. Sometimes I think that's the hardest part of the day, just getting out of that warm bed, isn't it? Coming down to work, getting here and it's all nice and everything's great, peachy. And yeah, so I always find, that's the hardest part of the day, getting out of that warm bed and wanting to do something sometimes. Especially in the wintertime, right? Wintertime's killer. So, let me show you what we got done down here. So, first of all, I got my tailgate done. Ooh, I got my tailgate done. So, it's just got to be scratched off a bit, just like the rest of the vehicle. It's just got to be scratched off a bit, right? And so, work compadre, he's getting ready to put in this dash. So, we sprayed this rusty insides here down with rust converter before we left last night. And when he comes in this morning, I think one of the things we're going to do is clean off this bench, and he's going to whack this thing with a bunch of rock art or something on the inside here. That's one. Then he's going to attempt to put in this dash, which has to be welded into this car. We're probably both going to be working at that, no doubt. He probably needs a hand. Or if not, we're going to be flipping this thing up on her back and getting underneath, like I was saying, and doing what needs to be done under there. I think he said something needs to be welded down there too. It needs to be seam sealed, all that stuff. But as you can see, tape rope. I love his tape rope. He's a tape rope artist of the tape rope. Excuse me. So here we go. We got it all painted inside. Doesn't it look sharp? It does look sharp sitting there like that, doesn't it? I like the look of that. And we didn't have much paint left in the bottom of the can and stuff, so we kind of just used it all. And he went around and walked it to it where it needed it and all that stuff. But it looks pretty sharp in there, don't it? Huh? Good old job there, work compadre. You're quite the cat, tell ya. Just peeking through the back window. So this cab's well on its way, isn't it, guys? Rope tape. Yeah, he should patent that stuff, right? Rope tape. It's awesome. I love it. Yes, looks fabulous, doesn't it? So then we also walk the paint of this motor. Ooh. Now, I had it taped off so the aluminum oil pan was, you've probably seen the videos, the aluminum oil pan was separate from the motor, so it would have been aluminum, black aluminum, but they didn't like it. They wanted the oil pan black too, so that got painted black. And the whole motor here, all the pieces that they wanted painted black, got painted black, and it looks just fine. And there's those coil mounts that go on top of the valve pan covers that hold the coils for this LS motor. I'm not too up on my Chevy motors. I've never owned an LS motor, but these guys are quite fond of them. And we did some green. The green part, these engine parts were green. They want green on it. So green is apparently what color this truck is going to be painted, which is a forest green. We just painted these with rust protector on. This is what they brought me. This is what they wanted me to paint them with. So I cleaned all these things up, and I painted them all up for him here too. And they look just juicy, don't they? They look pretty fine. I think they look fabulous. It's a nice color. It's gonna look good on that motor. I know it is. It's all coming together, guys. This is a brand new water pump. Looks sharp. I'm quite pleased with it. Turned out nice. I take one over and mount it on, but I don't want to touch them too much here. I don't want to hand them. That's their guy's job, the motor guy's job. So the water power steering pump and the idler pulling stuff, we painted. I cleaned up that bracket. We painted that bracket all up too. So we got a bunch of stuff done yesterday here, didn't we? We just cleaned stuff up, painting stuff, and keeping these jobs moving forward, guys. Right? Looks fine, don't it? I'm pleased. I do like that green. I think that green would be a green that would look good on my Betty too, because my Betty's probably going to get another paint job before summer, and I'm quite fond of that green. I don't want to steal their green, so I'll get something close to their green. I'm not stealing their green, but yeah, that's just I'm showing you guys what we're doing. We're moving forward. We're getting things done. I'm telling you what we're doing today. We're going to flip up this cab and do something of that. Maybe. We're going to do that dash maybe. I can always tear the paper off of this thing. Like I said, I've been going to in the past few days. Or I could sand on this. There's a number of things that we could be doing here today, right? Because I know this new paper. Let's get this old stuff off, get the dust blown off her. You gotta get the hood back on it. Work compadre's got a bad arm right now. He's not lifting any hoods. No, he's not. He is not. So I think we're gonna focus on this thing next week. We're gonna do quite a hardcore focus on this thing next week. And attempt to get this done. So it's kind of like we kind of slacked off on it this week a bit. Yes, or camera work. Here I am working. We slacked off on it a bit this week. We were more focused on getting other things done for like the motor that they wanted us to. They will progress on the weekend with whatever they're going to do to that. And that's just how things go. Today is our last day of this week. We will probably not be back here until Wednesday of next week. Wednesday of next week. So I've got to go chicken farming next week for a couple days. That I'm just thinking that's gonna hurt, but it's all good. I took on the job, so I got to do it, right? Excuse me for a second, guys. I'm going to have to open this door, and there's a combination to it. Yeah, there we go. Sorry about that. So next week, probably we won't be back down here doing these things till almost Wednesday. And fancy camera work here, I know. So to weekend work, I don't know how much I'm going to do on the weekend here. I'm taking my son to a couple of his friends at school that are in his class, or into hockey, and they're on the hockey team. So we're going to go watch one of Jax's best friends play hockey. He's a goaltender, and his mother's a goaltender. They're the same people that I chicken farm for. She's been a goaltender for as long as I can remember, and he's a goaltender too. And he's an entertainer, little Ace man. His name's Ace. He's a cool cat. So we're gonna go watch Ace play hockey on the weekend, and I'm excited for it because I never even thought of going to one of his games until he mentioned that. Hey man, you should come to my hockey game. And I'm like, man, I would love to come see you play hockey, little man. So that's what we're gonna do Saturday at like noonish or so. Me and Jax like to get up Saturday morning. We like to go for breakfast and stuff. So I've got another day planned with my son, as I should, you know. And work compadre just pulled in, and so I'm gonna let you go right there for now, and I will pick up back on this at noon hour. And thanks for tuning in. Thanks for coming back. Thanks for watching. Thanks for liking. Thanks for subscribing. All that good stuff. I'm working one-handed here. All right. Dirty Doug, over and out. All right, everybody. Welcome back. Dirty Doug here. Just getting back from having me lunch. I had a steak sandwich. It was delicious. A bottle of pop. I love drinking pop. Pop's one of my weaknesses. And today's a beautiful day out. It's cool. It's a little bit windy. It's winter time here in beautiful Nova Scotia, and everything's going just fine as usual. We are moving straight forward. Now, I have got abs on this today. I ripped the paper off the windows and the windshield. Didn't even get it off the inside yet. Work compadre, he's been hard at her too. And this cab, she's tilted up on her backside. Another view of the lovely tape rope. We're going to patent that. He got patch made here. He got patch made here. Patch made here. And he did some seam sealing. He got some bolts welded on down here for the mount, so we can mount the damn thing. One on each side. There's another one over there. And he's got it all seam sealed, and he's going to keep plugging away on it. He said something about making a cover for that hole because it's going to, all of a sudden, it's going to get an automatic on the column, which is great. I don't mind automatics at all. I love them. And this is just another piece of work that's coming along just fine. Work compadre comes right on to her. He's not shy. He's not afraid of hard work. And as you can see, it's all coming along great. So she's on her backside right now. You got that microphone on? Yes, I got the microphone on today. And yeah, this is the cab. Like I said, she flipped up on her backside and moving straight forward on that. Now, I have been fooling and fiddling around with this here motor, the infamous 6-liter. And I was beckoned to clean, shine, and polish up these heads. As you can see, them babies are just a-glowing, aren't they? Them are just a-glowing. That's what they wanted. So I cleaned them up really nice for the guys. Another thing I had to do over here was there's a set of headers going on this. This was threaded. As if you look really close, you can still see some threads there. This was sticking out. The header was hitting on it. This was sticking out. The header was hitting on it. So we had to grind those down, which doesn't hurt anything at all, and so we could get the headers on them. So here's I'm going to set you guys up here. I'm going to set you guys up. Just bear with me. This lovely camera work I do. I'm going to set this bad boy up. Bear with me. Bear with me. Set you guys up here. And I'm going to slap a couple pieces on this motor. Just to give you guys this lovely visual of this motor. Now, I think this one goes on this side. Yeah, I'm going to say it does. This goes on this side. Stick a couple of these into her and turn them on. Not turning anything on tight. I'm not putting this motor together right now. I'm just sticking some of these lovely painted green pieces that I did up on it. Excuse me. And giving you guys the visual of the beauty of cleaning up a motor. Now I attacked these heads here with the wire wheel or wire brush on the end of a little drill. I attacked them with that, and then I scrubbed them and cleaned them with wax and grease remover. And I used a scratch pad, which I don't have here right now, but you guys know what a scratch pad is. A scratch pad and wax and grease remover. And they buffed up really nice. So this is just a visual I'm going to give you how pretty this thing is going to look. I love cleaning up motors and making them look really nice. It is definitely an added bonus to any sweet ride. Now, I think they've even chose a color for this truck here today. I see you guys see a green on the valve pan covers. That is not going to be the color of the truck. The color of this truck is going to be an emerald green, which is really, really, really pretty. It's a kind of green that I would really love to have on my own car, but I'm not going to steal these guys' color and put it on mine if they're going to put it on theirs. That's not fair, especially if I do it right behind them. And these parts, I like the look of these parts on there. They look really good. They look really good. And the water pump, right? Yeah. Water pump, which will turn on there by a couple bolts. Nothing's being tightened up here. I'm not putting a motor together, you guys. I'm just giving you guys a visual of what this honking happy honey's gonna look like here. She's pretty with her green parts. I like the green on the motor. The green, the black. I love how the head's polished up. I mean, the oil pan was actually aluminum too. I wish we would have shined that up to like the heads, because then it would have been the aluminum oil pan, the black block, the shined up head, and then the fancy green valve pan covers, right? Oh, yeah. See, looking pretty, isn't it? I don't know what you think of that. Looking good already. Let's pull this old ugly old rag out of there. Look at that big old throat on her now. Ugh. Right? Coming along just fine, isn't it? Oh, excuse me. Steak sandwich backlash. I have had her. Doesn't that look sweet, guys? Isn't that juicy and delicious looking? More visual. More visual for you. Now, I haven't really test fitted this hard yet, but I know I had to grind them down to make that fit. That one doesn't want to go in there really good. I'm going to grab a quick wrench so I can turn those in. Gives us that full visual. So I want to know if the spaces, I never really checked to see if the spaces were right. So they're clear. Yeah, it's clear. Now, what do you think of that? Look at that beauty. Yeah! Doesn't that look sexy? So I love the look of this motor. The only thing that I don't like about the look of this motor is that big chunk of plastic it's got on top there. All right? It's got a big old chunk of plastic on top there. But there we go, babies. Look at that. Doesn't that look just juicy and delicious, you guys? There's a super visual of the motor, which I am loving. So you see where I had to grind these pieces down? One right in there, so it didn't hit. One right down here, so it didn't hit. So this clears it. See, it clears it all the way around now. It's spinning around. Excuse me. So the gas is going to pull that out a little bit anyways. But you tell me that isn't a pretty looking motor now. I love the color that the boys picked out, the green for the parts. And the green is not going to be a color for the rest of the truck. But, yeah, I'm loving that. I love how those heads shined up. I love how this all cleaned up for me. I love how it comes together. And I love that I can give you guys a full frontal visual of how beautiful that is, right? And like I was saying, this is a 6-liter LS, yes. It's getting an automatic transmission. Transmission is being done up by a guy out in Berwick. What's his name? I can't remember his name at the moment, but the transmission will be ready to rock and be slapped on this. It's going to be an automatic transmission. That'll come back, and from what I know of, the transmission will be painted blue. So this is going to be another pretty part of this square body Chev build. I'm very happy with how this motor turned out. I'm very proud of how it looked and the job we've done on it so far. It is an excellent visual right there. That's that, man. Awesome. Sweet, eh? Yeah. I love how this truck's coming together. We're not wasting any time doing it, are we either, guys? We're getting this one done. These guys love these square body Chevs, and they're very pleased. The owners of this truck are very pleased how this is all coming together and turning out for us. We're zooming along. Every day we come down here and we work on it. We move forward. There's no backwards. There's nothing going wrong. Everything is just plugging away and going just fine. I'm happy with it. Work Compadre is super happy with it. They're happy with it. This is going to be a happy truck. This is going to be the happy green truck, and we're all going to be very happy with it. Now, as soon as this transmission gets out on it, boom, that thing's going to be dropped right in that frame over there that I showed you guys. And then when we get this cab done, get the cab corners on it, boom, the cab's going to go on, and then the box, and then everything else. And it's going to be another speedy thing that comes together, except for the fact that next week we're probably going to be doing this lovely gem over here. Still a work in progress. It just needs to be scratched down. I don't know if I'm going to get at that this afternoon, scratch that up or not. Hard to say, not knowing. But it's definitely dirty, and it still needs to be sanded down. It needs to be blown down. Right here we have a 6-liter or straight 6 Nissan diesel motor. It's got turbo. You can see down there, it's a turbo motor. This thing is filthy right now. It needs to be blown off, cleaned off, and everything, and sanded again. Still lots of work on this. Multiple projects on the go. That's what most of these shops are all about. Multiple projects that are on the go, and we got them going on. And that right there is Parite. Yes. Now, even I like that, and I'm not a Chev guy, and I think that's pretty sexy right there. I'm very pleased with how that turned out. Them heads, I love how they glow. Like I said, I use wire wheel. I use a wax grease remover and a Scotch-Brite pad, and it cleaned everything up just nicely. The paint that was put on it is a Metal Pro, which I showed you before. We have another can of that over here. The undercarriage of this truck here will be painted maybe today. I think he said today. I'm not really sure. Hard to say with Work Compadre. He changes his mind about stuff, and I'm thinking we're gonna flip it down and work on it more on somewhere else, or we're gonna paint the backside of this thing. But here's her undercarriage. She's getting her firewall painted, hopefully maybe today. It's been all sanded out, and it is ready to put paint on that too. And that there, everybody, is our morning's work. We're going to ram jam again this afternoon. So that's how I do this stuff. I come down here in the morning, I make a video to show you what we did the afternoon the night before, and then there's this noon-hour video. I'll work this afternoon, and the next video down here will be what I did this afternoon. So it's just in a kind of a rotation along here that I'm doing these videos for you guys. And I hope you're all enjoying it. I hope you're all like what you see. As I mean, if you're not happy with it, we're quite happy with how this truck is bombing along. Before you know it, this Chevy's going to be maybe doing burnouts here in front of the driveway with that big old juicy motor over there in it. I'm saying this thing might be going down the road before we know it, right? So there's a visual of the cab on her back. Yeah, so then We never even got at this dash yet. This dash is gonna have to be done at. It does get bolted in and welded in, so that's gonna have to get some rock guard. This table's gonna have to be cleaned off, and this piece is gonna have to be cleaned off a little bit more. We might spray it all with rock guard and let it dry, but it needs to be welded up here. So we'll just spray the whole thing. And then after it's dry, we'll just grind our spots out and weld it where it wants to be welded in the spots. And if we have to, we'll have to climb under there and maybe spray a little bit more, but it's all going with the Metal Pro on it. This Metal Pro here is an industrial paint. They put it on like excavators and backhoes and all kinds of stuff like that. Well, we're putting it on a truck, so why not, right? And we're continuously moving forward down here in the shop. We're continuously moving forward on these projects for these guys, and we're all happy doing it. I hope you're all happy too. I'm happy. I couldn't be happier. Work in progress and moving forward daily that we're down here anyways. And I hope you're all having a great Friday. I know I am. Hope you all have a great weekend. I do a hockey game tomorrow with Jax, and I just got invited out for dinner with friends on Sunday. So I'm not sure about me making any videos at home, but if I get the time to, I'm going to do something to my old rusty crusty car, which is a work in progress. Thank you for watching that nonsense I'm doing at home too. I know it's not the most beautiful thing in the world, and it's not perfect work, but I sure am ram jamming on it, and I'm going to keep trying. I'm not going to give up until that thing goes down the road, tires smoking or not. If I got to hook a horse to it in front of it and pull it down the road, I'll do that, brother Jesus. I know one thing I don't want to do, and I don't want to have to ever push it around. I hope I'd be able to drive that thing out of the garage on its own consent. If I don't, it's going to sit there, and I ain't pushing it nowhere. No thanks. I'm done pushing cars. We have a tractor here. We don't push cars around anyway. So, and I'm going to maybe get on this because I got to sand out this tailgate, and it turned out just fine again. The bubble didn't come back. The bubble didn't come back. There's a bubble there. It came back. I don't know. So it was contaminated with something, whatnot. But yep, that's that. All right, my time is pretty much up here. I have to get back to work. Let's check to see what time it is. I'm not going to make these videos in someone else's time here. I just don't seem to want to do that. Yeah. So it's for me to get back to work. Work compadre is going to be rolling here any second. I'm going to finish drinking my pop and sit down and relax for my lunch because I haven't got a chance to really sit down other than sit down and suck back a sandwich right quick. And I want to thank y'all for coming back. Thank y'all for watching. Thank y'all for your cool comments, positive comments, likes and subscribers, and all that good, yummy goodness and deliciousness. And stay tuned for more. Stay tuned for more, guys. There's lots more to come. These aren't the only vehicles we got here. Remember, there's a Concorde over there, and there's more vehicles coming. Besides these ones here, there's a couple more to do. There's 2 of them. I'm not going to tell you about them. The only thing I'm going to tell you about them is that they're cool rides, and they're not new either. They're old rides. The air compressor's working just fine, as you can tell. So yeah, you guys stay tuned. Lots more to come from us down here, guys. And God bless y'all. Have a good weekend. This is Dirty Doug. Over and out.